So I went digging through my parts bin, found some 832 screws, so we're going to get back to doing this today. Unfortunately, they're not countersunk, so I went ahead and just chamfered out a huge countersink so these bolts can sit under it, just so we can get it tested. Get everything fit up, see how it looks. Alright, so just from the looks of it, I still want to extend that back tail a little bit and have that match on that handguard a little closer. Get a model imported and go ahead and match that. I'm still not 100% sure what that radius is, so whatever that model says, we're just going to take it to that. And should snaps in nice. So pew pew. I think there is too much of a gap. I believe that low profile rail isn't low profile enough, so I'm going to go ahead and reduce that upper section. See if I can't get this to hug the contours a little better. So we're going to go ahead and make those design changes and then add a little bit bigger chamfers on there. I might need to change the location of that slot. I might just extend it a few thou. So we'll play with it, see what we like. All right, let's go back to the drawing board.
All right, so getting back into this, I have a scan now of the 1911. So I'm not happy with how that light clicks in, so I'm going to go ahead and move that front groove out a little bit. Should move it 35 thou, 35 thou. Should be good. I went ahead and made those countersinks deeper, just because the screws that I have aren't countersunk. So they don't actually sit flush. And then I went ahead and imported the model, 1911 frame. So we're going to go and extend that back and then trim it up so it should actually sit back there flush on that handguard. Okay, that looks good. And we're going to modify billet. I actually wish I extended it a little further. I mean, for what we're doing as a 3D print, that shouldn't be noticeable. Okay, I'll go ahead and print it out and see how it comes up.
Alright, that's version, what, 4 or 5 we're on now. I went ahead and added that nice slope back radius. I adjusted the slot, and then I added the huge countersink so that to accommodate for these non-countersunk screws. As I'm putting it on now, I realized I forgot to make that upper section not as tall. So it's still not going to fit. I'm going to have to do at least one more revision because I'm kind of working a little fast on this one. I mean, that's a good look though. Clean. Kind of. I mean, you can see the light behind there. Kind of. So it's not hugging it like I want it to. That radius needs to be a little bit bigger, I think, to kind of hug that back corner a little better. Yeah, you can see the gap, but that could even be the mismatch of the print. But I think I could start by making that radius a little bigger. It shouldn't interfere. And all right, slot's no longer going. So we did not do the slot correctly. And we could start. We're starting the engagement. We're not actually completing it. So, gonna go the other way with it and take off a little bit of height. And we'll come back for hopefully the last revision before taking it to aluminum.
All right, so hopefully these are the last few changes that we're going to need to make to this thing. Gonna go and change that back feature. Let's make the radius a little bigger. Make it a single radius. And then we're going to go ahead and move that, where are they? Move those offset faces. Just widen that slot up slightly so I can click in there a little better. And then move back to its original location. Hopefully that clears up our issue. And then lastly, we need to shorten this tail up. All right, well, we'll see where do we extrude this top section. All right, I don't know how we're going to do this without breaking the model at this point. Let's do that. Let's do that top extrude. Let's edit that. That looks pretty good right there. Yeah, I'm not unhappy with that. Might still that radius still might not have clear there, and worst case scenario we can always just file it down or make it slightly bigger. But that's I think that's got the better look of what he's actually looking for. So we'll throw that up.
All right, this is where we're at. This is where we just came from. Went ahead and thinned it up substantially. So we'll see if we can't have this be the final iteration of this little rail. And it seems like that tangs off just a little bit. I might just hit it with a file so I don't have to mess with it. So I'm gonna grab a file and do that real quick. All right, so after a little bit back and forth, you can see now that radius is smoothed out. While I think the value, the R value on it is correct, it looks like it lines up. The problem with 3D printing is those step lines, and those step lines weren't exactly on size. So went ahead and smoothed all that out, and now we're fit up good. Let's go ahead and throw this on. All right. As you can see, don't exactly have a whole lot of gapping in there. Got a little bit of warp on the front end of it, but that should be fine. Just in the print. Go ahead and locked in. It's seating in there real nicely, so I think that number value is pretty good. I can maybe make it a little bit lower, but I like it a lot. And since I like it, came off good. And since I like it so much, the customer actually called and told me that he wants this streamlight on it now. And it is it's a different rail profile. It's much thicker. This is the rail that it comes with, so he wants me to go ahead and throw that on. You know, because designing this and printing out a half a dozen iterations wasn't enough work. Thank you. It's kind of like all this work is for nothing. Like my existence was a little pointless. Now he said the problem with this was the alignment. So I'm just going to go ahead and screw everything down, see what it looks like, see what he's talking about, and see how we can correct the issue. I might be crazy, but that seems like it's fine. Now, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills, but he was telling me that the alignment of this was off. But it doesn't feel off. Okay, I see it now. It is slightly canted. I mean, it's just ever so slight. I don't even know if I would notice that if you weren't like specifically pointing it out. Yeah, it's such a small amount of material in like one of the threads. I'm just gonna go ahead and file that rather than actually machine that off. I don't even want to risk messing it up further. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and take a full round file. All right, barely took any out, and it was just enough to get us to push it over far enough to get that seated in a good position. So it's looking straight on, unless I'm crazy. But I'll take a picture of it, send it to him just to verify that he's okay with it, and we'll go from there. We'll send everything off together. I still feel like I wasted time with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and send this back to him. Hopefully he enjoys it and appreciates all the time that I wasted making those low profile rails and getting that redesigned. And if anyone is looking for these, I've got a machine that I'm looking at pulling the trigger on. So if anyone's interested in it, go ahead and reach out, and maybe I can get one of these for you pretty soon. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.